Hey everybody! All right, thanks for joining in this session here. I'm just here with my phone, checking to see that the lag time isn't too long here. But welcome to GEG APAC Weekend, Google Educator Groups Asia Pacific, the event that we do twice a year, where we have sessions in multiple languages from all across the Asia Pacific region. So thanks for tuning in. If you're here live, make sure you throw in the comments, where you're tuning in from, right? And if you have any questions or comments on today's topic, please go for it. Please drop them in, and let's make this as interactive as possible, because I do have my phone going here, and I will see your comments. All right. So today, this session is going to be on Adobe Creative Cloud Express, right? Creativity tools that are absolutely fantastic. I am an Adobe education leader. I like to think I kind of know what I'm talking about with this, but these tools, I will say, are very user-friendly for teachers, for students, and it's completely free. The free version is super awesome. You don't have to get the paid version, but if you do, of course, if your school has the budget, or if you have the budget, go for it, because there are some pretty cool things that you can do if you do have the paid version. But hey, we're not going to worry about that right now. And I will tell you a little bit later about how you can become an Adobe Creative Educator. There's level 1 and 2, and it will not take you that long to do. And it will help you become, really good with Adobe Creative Cloud Express. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So I'm going to show you some examples first, and then I'm going to go through very quickly how you can use the video creation tool, the graphic design tool, and the website tool. The deck that I'm using, by the way, is one I used last year with, or not last year, but earlier in the year with GEG in Mexico. So it's my most up-to-date deck, so we're going to go with that one. At the end, I'm going to give you a certificate link where you can complete the link, complete a Google form, and then you get a certificate that says you've participated, that you can give to principals and heads of school and that kind of thing. And I am going to share the slide deck with you that I'm using, so that you can kind of go back and check out the links and that kind of thing. And again, check out the Google Educator Group APAC, GEG APAC website. You'll find a GEG in your local area in Asia, but GEGs are all over the world. Communities of educators just sharing ideas. It's nonprofit, total volunteer, and you should think about presenting for us at some point in time. And again, as I've been saying with all my sessions, thank you for Sangeeta Gulati for bringing the APAC group together for this weekend, and Sudipta Chatterjee especially for helping me out with the all the background stuff on the English side of things. She's the one that really got things going. So thank you, Sudipta. I appreciate that. I know she's watching another session right now. But without further ado, let me share my screen, and we're going to kick things off. I'm going to go with my entire screen here. Let me hide that. And I am going with this deck. And what I'm going to do is pop in and out of different things, because I want to show you some examples of this student work, right? And again, we're talking about celebrating student learning. So I'm going to show you examples of things that I've created, because student learning is teacher learning is a part of student learning as well, right? And then we'll get into the demo section. So my name is Nate. I'm in Canada right now, actually on summer break, but I'm normally based in Japan. I am an Adobe education leader. I teach at Nagoya International School. I'm a DP history and MYP individuals and societies teacher, and a department head, and I do a bunch of other different things, but you can learn about that stuff later. So here are the things that we're going to be doing. I think this will take about 30 to 45 minutes kind of thing. So we're going to look at Adobe Creative Cloud Express, and we're going to look at video, web, and graphic design. It's all about creativity and voice and expression and that kind of thing, right? Adobe Spark is the former name of this. But Adobe Creative Cloud Express is now. So Adobe Express is the new name. We'll show you how to access it in a bit. You can use your browser, your tablet, you can use your phone. Basically, if you have a device that's connected to the cloud, you can be creative. All right. So let's first think of a few design principles here, right? Teaching design is a 21st century skill. You can talk with your students about the process of iteration, like here's my first draft. I got feedback. Here's my second draft. I got feedback on that. Here's my, like the iterative process, right? Getting feedback constantly to keep improving an idea, right? I recommend that if you're gonna excuse me, have your students do designs, that you have them look at strong examples, weaker examples, things that need improvement. Give them time to practice in class how to create stuff. Give them formative feedback before you give them a summative assessment and feedback, right? And I think teacher created materials are also very important, right? Create your own stuff and show students how things should look. And I've got plenty of examples in this deck that I'm going to show you. All right. I always do this best practices kind of thing. We want to be aware of our own biases and our own stereotypes that we have. We want to avoid that kind of stuff. We want to think about our audience and our purpose, whether it's us creating things or whether it's students creating things, right? We got to think about, who is the audience for this? You want to complete your research first. I think doing research first makes the creation process go a lot quicker and more smoothly. We always have to give citation and credit, right? If you're using an image that you did not create, let people know where you got it from, right? And even text and things like that. Academic honesty, we as teachers must model. And I say prepare things, but if you're creating web or video, you want all your images and things like that ready to go before you start. That could include a script, perhaps. And I'm big about being consistent, right? The fonts that you use, themes, styles, that kind of thing. All right. And again, you want to honor copyright. The stuff that Adobe has that includes images, it's all copyright free, but it's always best to put where you got the image from, of course. So the music feature is also royalty free. So, I encourage you to use that. But again, anytime you take something from somewhere, make sure you're showing where you got that, right? Cite your sources, teachers and students. So we're going to start with video. Let me show you some examples of some videos that have been created, right? Let me show you one. And again, we're celebrating student learning, but I'm going to start with maybe one that I created really quickly about Model United Nations. Now, you're not going to hear the audio in these. I apologize. I'm not sharing a Chrome tab at the moment. I'm sharing the whole screen. Whoops. But let's have a look at this. All right. Now, I only have background music, but the video and the photos I put together. This was using the template that you can get within Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Pretty quick. And this is just a video that I played on an iPad when we had our club fair. And then, of course, I put this on our website so that people could have a look at, or at least it's supposed to be on the school website. So there's one example. Let's see. Let's go with I think I'm going to come out of this and give you the Chrome tab version because I do want you to see a couple of things. I'm going to with video. Here's an example that I gave my students. Not a lot of them looked at it, obviously, but okay, so, and you're going to see all these transitions are naturally made within Adobe Creative Cloud, right? Notice I've got the consistency, right? Okay, so now let me just, sorry to do this, but I'm going to pull up a couple of things. I'm going to put one tab right there. We had a problem bouncing from tab to tab within StreamYard for some reason. I do not know why. But here, let me just pull a couple up here. And let me just stop sharing this screen. And I'm going to share my screen again, but I want you to hear this. So I'm going to go with the Chrome tab. And let's go with the Econ. I'll go with the Econ Queens in a minute here. Okay. There, let's play.
Hey friends, it's me again, Lily, and welcome back to my channel, Media Madness. Today, I'll be telling you all about using the media in a safe and productive way. Sometimes getting research and information on the internet isn't as easy as it seems. Thanks to me, after watching this video, you'll know how to do it safely while getting the most credible and important data. The first thing I'm going to be talking to you guys about is media bias.
Okay, so if you notice with this, we've got a nice balance between her voice, her narration, as well as the background music, and all the transitions are made. She used a template, and you got to go with templates that they have in Creative Cloud. But all that stuff is kind of done for her, so she spends more time working on the actual uh, research and writing of the script and connecting with the audience, and less time on actually making transitions and things like that. So she's thinking of her audience and her purpose, and still being creative, but not spending so much time trying to be Steven Spielberg or like the best directors on the planet,
Same
right?
topic. Another smart way to use the media.
All those transitions done for her. Fantastic. Now let me view tab. Let's see. Let's go here. Can we? Not sure you're going to be able to see this tab. No. So let me close that, and let me just share my screen again. Still don't know what's going on with StreamYard here, but I do want you to hear the audio. That last video, by the way, was the students had to be a YouTuber, right? And their audience was using the that GRASPS method, right? Who's your audience? What's your purpose, right? And the students were a YouTuber, and they had to connect with an audience of teenagers to help them become more media literate. Now, for this sample, you're going to see this was with a grade 10 class where they were looking at mixed economies, right? And so they worked as a team, and they used Adobe Creative Cloud Express to create this, and they designed this logo here using the graphic design feature. They made all of the videos using the video feature. We didn't make a website in terms of this, assignment here, but this was a great project with 6 different students that worked together to create this YouTube playlist. And again, they were YouTubers, right? That was the example. So let me just go with one here. Let me click on one.
Welcome to the Econ Queens YouTube channel, where you will learn all about a mixed economy. We created this channel so that we can help you learn more about economics. In this video, I will be talking about the key characteristics of a mixed economy.
So every single video in this playlist starts the same way. You got a student, welcome to the channel. We made this channel for this, and this is what today's topic is. Fantastic collaborative assignment where each individual student could be graded individually, but they still had to collaborate and create something together. I'm teaching this class next year, so I'm actually quite excited to be doing this activity with them, even though economics is not my strongest suit. So let me close that up, and I'm going to share my entire screen again. There we go. Let me hide that. So anyway, when I share this a little bit later, you can look at the other samples that I have in here. Now let's look at web pages, right? Now, Adobe Creative Cloud Express does have a web design feature. With all this stuff too, by the way, students can collaborate. They can, if you're creating a web page, students can invite other people to work on the same thing together. And that goes for the graphics and the videos. But the problem is they can't do it in real time. That's something Adobe's working on. But you can still have people collaborate together. The web design, much like graphic and video, it is super easy to use. It's user-friendly. Stock images are copyright-free, and there's automated transitions. So let me look at some examples here. So this is just a screenshot of one that I've created. So let me just open that up so you can have a look at it. And so watch this. This is what I love about this. Look at how slick this is. Look at those transitions, how smooth they are, right? Those are my photos in the background, which is why they're not cited. Now, there's a lot more you can do with this. You can put like buttons and all these things in there. So, there's a lot more that you can do. Now, the photo credits right here, it says all photos by me. If you use photos from within the tool, the citation is automatically going to come up. Remember, you can ask questions even if you're watching this after the broadcast. Feel free to add comments. We'll find you. We'll find you. Let me close that. Let me go with conflict, active learning, digital literacy, maybe media literacy. Let's go with that one. All right, so you can click on those little buttons and see these, but let me just show you. Okay, so see how I've got like these different images here. Notice here I've got buttons to links where you can, click on, other media as well. right? So there's a lot of cool stuff that you can actually do with this. And note here too, there's all my credits, right? Because I didn't use my own images for most of this. Let me show you one more. Digital literacy, active learning, media, what's it? Was it media? No, digital literacy, I think that's the one. Yeah, all right, so again, just really smooth and that kind of thing, right? I'm going to update that later and show you some other stuff. All right, now let me show you the graphic design. And then we're going to jump into, at about 20 minutes after the hour, how to create this stuff. And that'll kind of take us out. So again, you want to be thinking about storytelling. You know, are you creating an infographic? How are you visualizing? How are you getting feedback? And are you getting feedback and that kind of thing? So think about storytelling. And I recommend go to National Geographic. They've got storytelling. National Geographic and Adobe kind of partnered up, and they've got free online professional development, which I can share with you later. Which helps you, understand Adobe tools a little bit better. All right, so for example, here I've got a unit overview. We put these on our walls in our school, in our classrooms. It shows like the different concepts that we're focusing on. It's a good little reminder. This was made with Adobe Creative Cloud Express and their graphic design feature. Classroom posters, right? There's an example. Let me go to the next one. Here are some, again, wall posters for students just to be reminded of how to do things, whether it's make peel paragraphs, finding the main idea in a piece of text. I don't really like this one. I'm going to go back in and kind of fix it up a little bit. Discussion etiquette. I had students brainstorm, and then I turned that into this. Which again, I can refer to, or I could upload it to Google Classroom, stuff like that. Again, just more messaging within the class. Here's Club PR. I do a TED Ed Student Talks Club, which is very, very cool. And I noticed a couple of people have just joined us. Post in the comments, where are you from? Let us know who you are. All right, I'm coming to you from Canada. Language development. This I'm trying to kind of build a habit of doing, but helping students build vocabulary by putting a word wall up. And again, then you have the digital copy that you can share with other people, right? This is my Google Classroom banner for my DP history class, EH-CAR. Study the historian before you study the history. Really easy to make a banner. All you need are the dimensions. And yes, you can decide what size you want things to be. Let's see, Annecy. All right, so other things too. This was a meme activity. I had students create a meme. When we do our election campaign simulation, I create that, and that nice rounded text, easily done in Adobe Creative Cloud Express. This is one I made when I did my very first Adobe Creative Educator Level 1 certificate. That's what I created for it, actually. And again, infographics. This is my teacher sample I gave students for something we were creating on Instagram. Yes, you can choose, the Instagram size automatically or create your own dimensions. Here's an infographic a student made, actually. Let's see. And again, there's the Econ Queens. Here's an example I'll explain, the one on the left here. So students had to create videos on a contemporary conflict in the world, but we decided to take it to the next level, where they did their research and all that. They created their video. Some of them used Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Others chose a different tool. But what we did was in Adobe, we created the thumbnail that was going to go on YouTube. But in this case, the thumbnail we also printed off in A3 size, and we had a campaign where we were an awareness campaign, posting things around the school, which is why you see the QR code right there. And the videos that they had at the end, there was a message of like a call to action. You can help by. And you notice here we've got like some provocative statistics about the conflict. So we were raising awareness, but also telling people how they can take action and help. So just, a little food for thought there. Before I get into the demo thing, maybe I'll get into the professional learning a little bit later. How's that? Okay, so well, what I would like to do, right up in the top here, I'm going to click on, there we go. Now you should be able to see the, here, I have logged in. If you go to Adobe Creative Cloud Express here, you're going to see this. So I'm already logged in. I've clicked on Adobe Express, and right here, this is where I'm going to launch. So I'm going to click launch right here. Pretty sure I'm in the account that I want to use. So, and what we're going to do when we create stuff, we're going to use this text. You know, I went to Kyoto earlier. This says book creator, but I'm going to use it for this Adobe as well. In fact, I probably have my Adobe stuff. Yeah, there, I'm going to go with Adobe text. There we go. It's pretty much the same thing, but because it says Adobe, I'm going to go with that. Okay, so here I am in Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Now, if I want to create something, I've got my plus button right here. Okay, but before we do that, let me just help you navigate the dashboard a little bit. Okay, you got quick action stuff. If you want to, you know, kind of just click on things here, basically you can play around with that. This is going to be a full deep demo because it's already 20 after. You can scroll down and see some things that other people have done. And of course, you can make copies of these and then modify. Now, if you click on the projects tab on the left side, you can see, oh, I've got these folders, which is really nice, right? So let's see, DP History 10. I can delete my folder. I can move it. I can, you know, put stuff here and there. Let me click on posters and signs, for example. Right, so you can see some of the ones in this example that the examples that I showed you a moment ago are right in here. Click on projects again. So my point is that you can create these folders to make it easier to navigate, right? And if you scroll here, you can see some of the more recent ones that I've kind of created, right? Yeah, a few things that I created for a couple of my clubs and that. If you click on libraries, you can see that I've got some libraries that I've made. So my grade 9, my history. The point is I can share these with people. I can invite people in. And if people have shared something with me, then, you know, and I haven't, as you can see. And if I've got some public, like if I make my libraries public, then I can share those with the world kind of thing, right? Here's some ones that are kind of public libraries that I could look through. And so that's up to you, right? You just have to click on the button and create your library. All right, so let's go back home. Okay, let me just get another quick little drink here. And again, if you have any questions, I'm checking my phone. I can answer any as we go along. All right, so now here, if you notice on the left side, you've got all these different things here, a logo, poster, Facebook post. If you scroll through here, it'll take you through different templates that you might want to use, even create a menu, right? Or a poster for a housewarming party or an invitation, I guess. All right, but here I like to use custom size, but you can use different templates, right? If you click here, sorry, at the top here in the top right, you can view all of the different templates. So if I click on that, here on the left side, you can go, oh, I want to look at the resumes. There's 608 different templates. Business cards, book covers, album covers, if you're a musician and you're creating an album. So you can kind of scroll there through on your own. Let me just kind of go back here. If you click here in the top left on the Adobe Express icon, then you're going to, it's going to bring you right back to your home page. All right, so again, you can look at all the different templates if you want, or create a custom size. I'm not going to quite do that yet, because let's look at the beautiful purple button here. If you click on that, again, you get your quick actions on the right side, but here is where you can scroll. If you want to create a video, you're going to click there on video. If you want to create a web page, you're going to click there where it says web page. And again, you can look at their templates for cards, collages, flyers, logos, different kinds of posts. Again, play with that. I'm going to go with custom graphic. Now, I will point out that you can click here for custom graphic, or you can click here. Now, I'm not going to make a graphic just yet because I want to show you the web and the video first, okay? I feel that they're pretty quick and easy. So let's go with the web page first. So I think I did that a little bit too quickly. So again, click on your plus button here, okay? Scroll all the way down to where it says web page. And I see a question from Takuo, so I'm going to answer that in a moment. Let's see, he says, Adobe tools are quite great to create something. What is your latest project using Adobe tools in your class? Okay, so everybody, if you're watching this right now, go ahead and tell us if you're using Adobe tools, what have you created? For myself, my most recent one was students creating video with French Revolution, but I had a student teacher, so she's the one who's got access to that. So that was the more recent one. The most recent I did before she took over my class was back in March, and the students created Instagram awareness post or infographics on political organization. All right, so anyway, one more time again. So we're going to go to the web page, click on the plus button down, choose web page, and thank you for that question, by the way, Takuo. All right, so I'm going to add a title, and here's an example of where I've got my text already created. All I'm going to do is just kind of copy and paste the Majesty of Kyoto. I'm going to add my subtitle, an ancient city. There you go. So this looks kind of drab, doesn't it, right? I'm going to tap here, and if you for the top part there, you can add a photo. Now you can upload your own photo. Now note that I've had to tap, right? I could scroll down, but here I have to tap in. So now what I'm going to do now, I could upload my own photo, but what I'm going to do is look through Adobe and get their copyright-free photos. And great, Takuo. Thanks. We'll keep asking the questions, Takuo. I'll get to them as I kind of have a look. Everybody else too, if you're watching in real time, please have a look. I'm going to go with a place called Fushimi Inari. And, I know exactly what I want here. And remember, this is copyright free. I'm going to scroll through and see which one I like. I think this one's kind of cool. Notice it's got a little crown here, right? The crown means that it's a special one. Like it comes with the paid version. So actually, let me not use the paid. Let me go with let me get something that maybe is not copyright for. Oh, you know what? I kind of like that. I'm just going to go with that. Sorry, people. Okay, notice it's loading. I'm very likely to submit that there. Okay, look at that. That looks quite nice. I like it. Let's see. Do I want to choose a focal point? I'm going to click on that. There we go. There's my focal point. Now I'm going to click save. Look at that. That's kind of cool, right? So I've messed around with it a little bit. So now I'm going to scroll to start telling the story. So my point is you can play around with that just a little bit. So first what I'm going to do, though, is go to my first thing. So Fushimi Inari Taisha Jinja, the shrine. So I'm going to start maybe with, let's go with a glide show, right? I'm going to start with that because what I can do is add some images. Let me just randomly add a few images here. All right, and I'm going to click save. And so what the glide show is now, it means that we're going to slide into these different images, right? Do you notice how those kind of pop up like that? So let me just add some text here. I'm going to add my title, and I'm going to highlight that, and whoops. Yeah, I'm going to command all. I'm going to do that, and okay. Now, and again, you can play around with this, right? You can do what you feel looks good for you, right? All right. So now I've got this here, so I want to start adding some text. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to go back and I'm going to copy stuff from Fushimi Inari. Let me put that in there. Let me put text in. Now, let's see. I don't have any video for that, but let's say I do have some video. Let me just copy this. Let's assume this is, the right video. I think in this case, what I want to do, if I want, I could embed video. And I just put in my YouTube thing here. Let me just double check here. All right, so let me see how that's going to look, right? So I clicked on my present thing. Oh, I went too quickly there, right? So here at the top where it says present or preview, right? I can present if I'm presenting in a class in real time and using this as a presentation tool. But in this case, I just want to preview it. So let me get that to load. Let me scroll there. I've got my title in there. And as I'm scrolling down, you see how the image moves a little bit. I got my text, I got my video in there. And, because I'm in preview mode, you don't see all the other stuff. I've got my credits at the end here, which is cool. But let me just click on the X here. And I want to kind of add stuff to this, right? Let me go back. Let me get, let me get this link here. Let me copy the link. Let's say I want some more reading done. Let me do it here. I'm going to click right here and I'm going to add a button. Let me add a photo actually, right? Let me add something else here. Let me add another Fushimi Inari image here. And then let me add a caption. Photo 1 with credit. And then I'm going to add a button. Learn more here. And put that in the middle. I'm going to click save. Let me just edit that. Something about that I didn't like. There we go. There, it's in the middle there. Let me preview this and see how it looks. Okay, so I've got, all right, I'm not really keen on this title right here. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that out. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to go delete. There we go. And let's see how it looks. All right, so notice now that white is taken out. Then I've got my image here. I got my video in there, right? And yeah, I think that looks a lot better. And how easy was that? Now let me show you one more thing here. If you want, and again, right in here, you can add videos. You could split your layout so you got text on one side and images on the other side, which is totally cool. And whoops, that's a split layout. That's kind of what it looks like. Oh, hey, why don't I just quickly show you? And then I'll just go text here. And if I tap in there, I can put that in the middle. Maybe I want to put a photo in there. Just go with another photo. Okay, so I got my text, I got my photo. You get the idea, right? I can really, kind of design this in a way that I want it to look cool. I could put a photo grid, right? Let's just put in a few photos, boom. I've just chosen my 4 photos, and again, I can upload them. Maybe I want to choose a different place in Kyoto, of course, right? If I was to prepare this, and let me tap here. If I was to make this all about Kyoto, it'd be each section has a different place, right? Fushimi Inari would be one. Kinkakuji would be the other. Toanji, Ryoanji might be another. All right, let's see how this looks. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look how, it's just really, really simple, right? So with all Adobe Creative Cloud Express, so Adobe Express stuff, if I want to share it, all right, first I got my settings. You can add a header and a footer and that kind of thing. You've seen the preview and the present. You can publish it publicly and then share the link with people. You can send it to Google Drive, Google Classroom. You can print it. Here you can invite people in. And if you also click on the share button, this is where you can invite people in. You just have to type their email in and then they'll get it. Or if you want to copy the link. So this is where you would invite people in to share. Now, remember, you can't do this in real time, unfortunately, but at least people can collaborate. And here, let me just point out that you've got different themes that you could use for this. Maybe I should have pointed that out earlier. But anyway, let me go back to so that's the web page. Let me go back. That's saving now. And it might take a moment to save, depends on how big things are and that kind of deal. If you have any questions, kind of post them in the chat as well. And because this is in the cloud and depending on your connection, it might take a little while to save. So, I might, because I don't really need to save this, I think I'm just going to click go back. Let me go back. In fact, why don't I close it? And I'm going to go to Creative Cloud again. This will be a little bit faster for us. All right, so you've seen the web version. Now I'm going to go to my plus button again, and let's quickly look at video. All right, so let's see. No, that's not what I want. I'm just going to put the same title, The Majesty of Kyoto. That's going to be my file name, right? and I'm going to click next. And now I have a choice of these different templates, but I'm going to start from scratch. Okay. So you can create a template if you want, but I'd rather just start from the very beginning. I'm kind of like that. And again, because this is in the cloud, it usually takes a little bit of time to load. Okay, 35 minutes after the hour, we're doing okay. All right, so let me just very quickly go through the interface with you, okay? So you've got your music here where you can adjust the size. This is your BGM. You don't have to have background music. I kind of like it. And you can listen to how it sounds. Stroll in the park kind of thing. Okay, you want uplifting stuff, horror movie, whatever. Can't really hear that. A little bit too quiet. Okay, and you can add your own music if you want. There we go. I kind of like that. So I'm going to go with that one. You could resize it. So if it's for Instagram or, to be viewed on a phone, then you might want to use a square. I like the widescreen. And you got these different themes now. With the themes, you don't really have a lot of choice, right? You can't change things. And I think that's what's great is that you focus on the content and your audience and not really the design, right? Now, the creativity, is there. You do have some ability to be creative. But, for students, I think it's really good that they really focus on the learning and not as much on the, spending time on design. So very quickly, let's go to our very first thing. I've got my plus button in the middle here. I'm going to add some text. Majesty of Kyoto, a little bit smaller maybe. Yeah, I kind of like that. Now, okay, I can drag and drop my text if I want. Let's see, might want to put it there. Yeah, let's put it down at the bottom perhaps. I'm going to go to the plus button in the top left, and I'm going to add a photo. If I want, I could have video background. But again, I'm going to go with Fushimi Inari. We go there, and again, we're going with copyright-free stuff. So let me just go with that one. Okay, and again, there's not a lot I can do with changing texts and font and all that kind of stuff. Maybe down the road you'll have that option, but for now, I think this is good. Now, if you want consistency, right, just, titles at the bottom kind of thing, the same title, all I had to do is go to this slide down here, go to the ellipse at the bottom and click duplicate. So now I've got the same thing, right? Now, why would I do that? Let me click duplicate again. Now here too, let me actually point out that you can split your screen, put captions at the bottom. I don't really like that one, to be honest with you. So you can choose title and then other text. I'm just going to go with the full screen one that we've looked at here. And notice that changed things up with this one. So I'm going to delete that. Yes, delete the slide. These are called slides, by the way. Let me just duplicate this one more time. All right. Note my credits are automatically put in here. Okay, it's the one image. If I add another image, like different images throughout, then you will get the credits put in there automatically for us. So let me go to my first one here. Oh, and I do want to point out that you can click and drag and move these around if you have to. Myself, let me add just for the sake of adding another photo here. Let's see, still want Fushimi Inari. Not getting a lot of choice in there. There we go. There's a cool one. There we go. So maybe I want to put that one over here. Now, why do I have 3 of the first slides? Well, I want to add my audio. And so I'm going to click and hold the microphone button. So second, just to get that bleed space on either side. Pause, then I talk. And when I finish talking, I'm going to pause for 1 second and then go. Oh, I had to allow my microphone. Kyoto is a beautiful city located in central Japan. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next one. Kyoto is known for its many World Heritage sites. Now, you notice I'm keeping these really, really short, right? let's explore Kyoto and the fascinating places. Okay, now, if you record for more than, say, 8 to 10 seconds, I find it just takes a little bit long to process. It's a lot better to have really short, bursts. And again, the nice thing is, if you teach your students to just duplicate their slides, right, these different images, and then record little by little, they don't have to do everything in one take. They can do 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, and it's a lot easier to do, right? And here, for example, Fushimi Inari is over 1,000 years old and one of the most famous places in Kyoto, and you must see it. Let's learn the history. Okay, so let me preview this and we'll see how it sounds. I'm going to jump ahead here. Okay, so you didn't hear the audio because I'm not doing a tab share, but it blended really nicely. It was very, very smooth. And you saw the transition was really nice. I did notice, though, that my BGM is a little bit loud. So I'm going to pull that down just a little bit. But anyway, you get the idea. So let me look at my credits. Now I see I've got my second image in there. So mind you, I can add my own credits, photos by Nathan Gildart. And so you can download it. It's going to take time. If you download it, it's going to download it into MP4 format. And then you can upload it to your YouTube channel or that kind of thing, right? But we're going to go back because that basically is the video, right? You can preview it. You can get other people to share it with you. One more to go. All right. So this is going to be a little bit longer than anticipated, but it's hard to do Adobe Creative Cloud Express, Adobe Express in 1 hour. But let's look at the graphic design. Again, the sharing and the downloading, it's all the same with these, excuse me. So I go to my plus button again, or I can choose custom size. So let me go with my custom size. I can go through what's popular, social posts, that kind of thing, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, that kind of thing. You can choose by A4 letter size, if you're making a poster, like YouTube banners, Twitter header. This stuff is already pre-designed for you. But if you go with custom, for example, here's where you can type in the actual dimensions for your Google Classroom banner, for example. And if you want, you can go with inches and millimeters, not just pixels. Let me quickly go with a social post. Let me go with something on Instagram, right? It's already a perfect square. I'm going to click on that and then click next. And I'm going to keep this really, really simple. You can find online tutorials, but again, you got templates and things here, but I'm not going to go with a template. I'm going to close that up. I'm going to upload my own photos. So I'm going to go with photos. And you can upload your own, but again, I'm going to look for Fushimi. Let me just go with Kyoto. There, let me choose that one here. That's pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to just click X and close that out. And if I tap on this, then I can change the size. There, that looks pretty good. All right, so let's assume that image is high resolution. Oh yeah, it's high def. That looks good. It's going to look really good. There. Let me. I'm using the plus minus here to kind of go in and out. Now I want to add some text, right? I could add other photos too, right? If I want to, like you could create collages and things like that, right? But here, let me just add some text here. I can choose one of the different styles here, or I could just add my own text, right? Kyoto, Japan. So I've added my own text, and then if you notice on the right side here, I can scroll through and choose my own, whatever style I want to use. Let me just go with something really quick here, and I can change. I can add shadows and things like that. Change the shadow color here. That's white, so I'm going to go with black just to make it stand out a bit. Good. I could change the shape. Maybe I want to turn that into like Yeah, like a bar across the middle there. That's kind of cool. See what that's gonna look like if I do that. Yeah, that's kind of neat. I might actually go with that. Um, Again, with a shape, I could actually change. Let's see. I could change, like, make it round, or I could add different things to it. It's something for you to play with, right? See how I'm just kind of tapping these and kind of seeing how they're going to look. Um, yeah, so play around with it. Let me just go with this one right here. Do that, and maybe I'm going to make that white. Just see there, right? So that's kind of neat. Let me tap out. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, and again, if I want, like, if I tap, you can kind of rotate it and do all that kind of stuff. Let me just put that back there, though. You can change colors here. The layout, if you want, you can add, like a grid. This is where you can make banners, right? So if I tap that, then this means I have got these little things here where I can add other images. So choose an image or add a solid color. Let's go with Kyoto. Let's go with that one. See what happens. Okay, let me close that up. And let me go with the layout here. Sorry, got to tap in here. Let me put that on the top. Click and drag this here. Whoa, we got to click and drag these down. Okay, yeah, so what I want to do is actually bring that ahead. Sorry, I got a little bit of an issue going on here. Let me show you some filters and stuff too. Actually, let's see what we can do with a filter there. Yeah, let me pull that over. Here. Now you do have to play around with this just a little bit. Here, let me pull that down. There we go. So when you choose to do that, change turn the things into a grid kind of deal. This is what you're going to have to do, right? Let me choose an image. You're going to have to resize things and reshape them. But you see here how relatively easy that is. Let me put that in there. All right. And so now I'm kind of making my own little grid thing here. Let me click in that one and pull that up a little bit, make that look a little bit better. There we go. If I'm pulling that down, no, that was my original one here. So I'm going to have to send that actually to the back. Pull these ones to the front. Notice there's a little bit of tapping to go on here. So here, we're going to pull that back just a little bit. There we go. All right, so again, you got to play around with it a little bit. Now, if I want to download it, I can choose a PNG or a JPEG. I go with PNG, and you can choose your backgrounds to be transparent if you want. Okay, so that was downloaded, but you can choose, a transparent background. And keep in mind too, this is good for making logos and things like that. Let me see if there's anything else I want to show you here. We've got some different design features here. Let me tap on that, see what happens. Right, so I've got my images there. See how it's kind of automatically making these changes for me. This looks almost like an album cover, right? Which is kind of cool if you're, into music. Here, check that out. Look at that. Right, so you can play around and kind of see these different ways of doing things, right? So there's a design thing. You can change colors. You can add shapes to it, right? You've got different things here. Let me type in, see if there's a telephone, right? There we go. Computer. Whoops. Oh, and I have to be able to type computer. Right, so even I mistyped it, but there we go. You've got other things called design assets that you can add, little illustrations, for example. See how that kind of popped up there? Let me just change the color on that. No, I'm not going to crop it. Maybe I'll add a filter to bring it out a little bit more. Anyway, you can kind of play around with that. And they've got different backgrounds too, right? If you want to change backgrounds. Let's see. I'm not going to pin it. I'm going to move it freely. Let me delete that. I don't like that actually. But the point is you can play around and kind of add your own ideas and things to it. And again, so when you're ready to download or if you want to share, it's going to save your project. Whoops. And you can share it to Classroom, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Look at that. You can get your QR code, send it to Google Drive. When you click on publish, you'll notice that you've got these different options: Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of thing, Microsoft Teams, you name it, right? So, that's a very quick overview of the graphic design tool in Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Let me just close that up, and for some reason, let me just refresh that. All right, now I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I'm not going to stop sharing. I want to go back to this. Yay. So when I share the slide deck, you'll notice that this is linked. You can become an Adobe Creative Educator, level 1 and level 2. Doesn't take you too much time. You could do it in the weekend. And if you really focus, you're going to understand how to use these tools. And of course, Adobe, if you do level 2, they're going to send you some stickers and a t-shirt and all that kind of stuff. More importantly, you're going to learn to use the tool better, get some ideas for, teaching better in the classroom, design and creativity. And you're going to be connected with a lot of really cool educators around the world. So I'll point out too, this is a National Geographic thing. If I pop on that, you're going to see online courses that are free. But if you scroll down, you are going to find the storytelling for impact courses. This is Adobe and National Geographic working together. If you click here, you're going to find the Adobe Education Exchange and how you can become an Adobe Creative Educator. I'll post these in the comments in just a moment. All right, so please stay in touch. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Twitter, my website, which is under development still, and my training website, which is right here. All right, so what I'm going to do is stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to share all these links with you. First, I'm going to share with how you can become a National Geographic Certified Educator, ACE. Okay, so that's how you can be an Adobe certified as Adobe Creative Educator. Here is where you can find free online courses. This is National Geographic and Adobe working together. There you go. Oh, I'm going to give you the certificate too. Here's, let me give you a link to the section certificate, right? This will be automatically emailed to you so that you can prove that you've done some PD, on your own. Let me just close a couple of things here. And of course, this is the slide deck that I'm using. I'm going to get something a little more up to date, but this is all you need. Here are the slides from this session. Okay, so keep in mind we have other sessions going on again tomorrow, but for the rest of today, depending on where you are in the world. I know there's one by Meenakshi going on right now in India. There's a few other ones happening, but thanks a lot for joining. If you have any questions, please reach out. I am at Nathan Gildart on Twitter, but I think you know where to find me. GEG Nagoya as well, Google Educator Group Nagoya. Thanks for the questions, Takuo, in the comments, and everybody else, feel free to reach out. Enjoy the rest of GEG APAC Weekend. I am going to end the broadcast right there. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world.